This is our last lesson for our distance learning, and it's on volumes of prisms and cylinders. I split this up into two different assignments just to give you boys the opportunity to get extra points. But I'm going to show how to do all of the different volumes of prisms, which will be triangular, a cube, which I don't have an example of a cube on here. Hold on, let me check. I might just, oh, nope, I don't. A cube, a rectangular prism, a trapezoidal prism, and then a cylinder. All of them follow the same exact formula. It's just I'm going to have to review with some of you the area of a trapezoid, the area of a triangle, and the area of a circle. So to start, how to find the volume of any prism is you take the base times the area of the base times the height. So the capital letter B stands for the area of whatever the base is. So if it's a triangle, you'll use one formula. If it's a trapezoid, you'll use another. If it's a rectangle, square, so on and so forth. Oops, and I can't spell. And for height, it will all be given within there, so that doesn't change. I put the formulas that you'll need to know right here that are not obvious. I did not put rectangular prisms or a square on there for a cube because you should know rectangle and square areas. But just a reminder, the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 of the base 1 plus base 2 and then times the height, and the area of a circle, which we just did, is pi r squared. Area of a circle will be used for the volume of cylinders. So to start, I gave you a triangle. So this would be a triangular prism, and I want you to figure out what the volume of it would be. Always use the base of whatever shape of the prism it is. So if you see a triangle within your prism, the capital letter B means area of the base of a triangle. I know there's a rectangle drawn in here, but that's not going to help. If we see the triangle is drawn in, you're using a triangular area times the height. So I did the work down here where I said 1/2 the base times the height. 1/2 of 3 is the base times the height of 4 is going to equal 6. So that's the area of the base. And the height of this prism is 2. So then you just plug in 6 times 2 is 12 centimeters cubed. Volume always is cubed. If we wanted to practice for a rectangle, notice the base is a rectangle. So you would be taking length times width for the base of a rectangle. So 12 times 4, yes, we know how to do this, but obviously you use a calculator, is going to be 48 times the height is 10. So it would be 480 meters cubed. Once again, the area of the base is length times width and then times the height. I'm going to skip cylinder briefly. Another triangle example, as soon as you see a triangle, that is going to be your first focus as the base. So we would have 1/2, I'm just going to do 0.5, times the base, which is 10, times the height, which is another 10. So that takes care of the area of the base is 50, then times the height of the entire prism, 650 millimeters cubed. I do have a trapezoidal example, but it is obviously not in the note sheet that I have. And I'm going to look at this example here. So the first thing is I see a trapezoid. So I want to figure out what the area of that base would be. One length of the base is 8. The other length of the base is 3. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So to start with that formula again, add the bases together and cut them in half. So 11 cut in half is 5.5, and then you multiply it by the height of the prism, and the height for a trapezoid will have like some type of dotted line if it's not a right trapezoid. So we're going to multiply that times 4.3, and that means the volume of this trapezoid would be 23.65 meters cubed. I forget if I made you round to the tenths or the hundredths, so just round to whichever one I gave you. Now, if we're talking about a cylinder, you take the area of the base, which is always going to be a circle for a cylinder, and leave your answer in terms of pi. So the area of the base would be pi r squared, or really just 8 squared, which is going to be 64 times pi. And then we multiply 64 by the height. So, oh boy, this is going to be a big number. 64 times the height, which is going to be 896 pi centimeters cubed. Again, another cylinder example. Do I have one on here? Yes, right. Let's not do that one because we just used those numbers. Let's use this one here. So again, the radius, 5 times 5 is 25, times the height is 4, 100. We throw pi next to it, 100 pi inches cubed. Leave pi in your answer. Again, for your homework, I split it up into two different worksheets. One is volume of prisms, the other one is volume of cylinders. Please rely on the textbook. It has all of the formulas written out with all of the different examples I just gave you. So good luck.